Hey, it's Tina Forsyth here. So you've got a great team. They do good work, but they keep coming to you with their questions all the time. It feels like your entire day is getting filled with answering questions for your team so that they can go and get their work done. And it might even be getting to the point where there's so many interruptions that you can't even get your own work done anymore. Now, this is annoying. This is frustrating. And it becomes more annoying and frustrating as your business continues to grow. Here's the thing. You may have inadvertently created an ask me culture in your business. Now, this is very, very common. I've actually had this conversation with a number of my clients this past week, and I wanted to share with you exactly what I shared with them as well, too. It's very easy for us to just answer questions when people come to us, right? Like, oh, hey, I have a question about X. Okay, great, here's the answer. How do I do this? Oh, here, you do this, this, and that. What do you think I should do here? Oh, just blah, blah, blah. Like it's almost like natural for us for them to ask the questions and for us to answer them. But then it does get to this point where it just starts to get in the way. And when you create an ask me environment, you've actually created a team that relies on you before they can move forward. And that ain't just going to fly in the long run, right? It's going to really start to become not just annoying and frustrating, but to actually start to hinder your business growth at a certain point. So what do you do to shift an ask me culture? Couple of things here first and foremost. Number one, you need to quit answering their questions, right? So instead of answering someone's question when they come to you with a question, what I want you to do instead is to simply say, what do you think? So, hey, what do I do? This came up. Should I do this or that? I'm not really certain what I should do here. What do you think? What do you think would be the best option? Or how do I do this? I'm not quite sure how to do this thing or that thing. Now, granted, if you don't have a lot of process and systems and, maybe an SOP in your business yet, that can be part of the problem here, right? Because they don't know where to look for the answers. So a lot of questions might be pointing to the fact that you need to get some processes laid out. But if you do have process, if you do have an SOP, if you've got some great resources to them, instead of answering their question, you need to point them to those resources. Well, hey, we got a whole video on that in the ops manual, so just go check it out. You'll find the answer that you need there. Great, right? You need to stop answering their questions, number one, first and foremost. And the second thing I want to bring into the mix here too is you want to make it okay for them to make mistakes. A lot of times people are asking you questions because they don't want to mess it up. That really is the bottom line. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to do something wrong. They don't want to drop a ball. They don't want to let you down. And so if you have an environment where people feel like they can't be making mistakes, and that's just human nature too, like really it's common for people to be feeling this way. But if you haven't actually purposely created the environment where it is okay to make mistakes, that can be a part of why they're coming to you with everything. So yes, stop answering their questions and just say to them, well, hey, what do you think? As well. But alongside that too, let them know. You might talk to your team and say, hey, you know what? From now on, when you're asking me questions, chances are I'm going to be saying to you, well, hey, what do you think? What do you think needs to happen here? Because I really want us to start, working together better. I want you to feel more confident and empowered and great, really able to do your work without having to come to me with everything. And I just want to be crystal clear here. It's okay if we make mistakes along the way. I'm not expecting perfection here. And if we do drop a ball or a mistake gets made or whatever that is, hey, you know what? All we need to do is take a look at how to fix it. You want to make it okay for them to make mistakes. Part of why they may be coming to you with everything is because they don't feel like that's okay yet. So number one, stop answering their questions. Ask them what they think. Ask them what they want to do. Number two, make it okay for them to make mistakes. And the last piece I want to bring into the mix here is this. When you start to shift from an ask me environment to an ask yourself environment, what may happen is this. There's going to be people that rise up with you to meet you. There's going to be people that can start to yes, I get it. And they'll be able to start asking themselves things and won't be coming to you as much anymore. Or they'll be coming to you with answers instead of looking for answers. And there might be some people on your team who just fall away. And honestly, that's okay. Because if you don't want to create an ask me environment, you have to also make sure that the people on your team are able to operate within that. And if they're just not able to meet you there for whatever reason, hate to say it, they just might not be the person for your team in the long run. And honestly, that's a good thing in the long run, if that's the case, right? Would love to hear your thoughts on this. You know, do you feel like you have an Ask Me culture in your business right now? If so, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to take the stop answering questions approach to this? And of course, I mean within reason. There's times where we do need to answer some questions, but then there's also times where we really want to be purposeful with empowering people to ask themselves first before they're asking you. All right, it's Tina Forsyth. Until next time, bye now.